Hi everyone, this is Luve. I'm here with another video, and tonight we'll be taking a look at the air signs. In this read, this is called a cycle read, so what I'm going to do is go through 3 levels of the air signs energy to see where they are, what cycles are they cycling through. There's 4 cards going clockwise. And we're going to take a look at the collective Libra energy. Oh, the collective Gemini energy. The collective Aquarius energy. Taking a look at the air signs energy. So what is the first card in the first level of the air sign cycle read? What is the second card in the first level of the air sign cycle read? What is the third card of the first cycle of the air sign read? What is What is the fourth card on the first level of the cycle read? So the first card is the 5th chakra. The second card is action. The third card is the feminine energy holding a heart. The fourth card is the 4th chakra. So in this, what I'm seeing is that an individual is using their voice to make action happen in their life. So there's movement. There's an individual who's using their words to alchemize an energy of love, because we have the woman holding a heart, the feminine energy holding a heart, and the 4th chakra. The 4th chakra is the heart chakra. So this individual is using their words, their voice, alchemizing it to be in a state of love within themselves, a state of love with someone else. Now, if this feminine energy is the main character, this is another, like a side story. If this feminine energy is the main character in this cycle, then there's a possibility that she has 2 options. In her having 2 options, one of them is making action happen, like is actively doing things to be around her. But there is one that she really wants to be with, the one that's next to her. So we'll see what this story pans out to be. If it's just a feminine energy, and you know, if you're a man, you can also be in your feminine energy as well. If a feminine energy is in their heart space and using their voice to alchemize more love within themselves, like love internal and love external, whether it's in your community, whether it's within yourself, whether it's platonic with your friends, or whether it's a lover. You're alchemizing your voice to bring love into your life. Or there could possibly be a feminine energy that has two suitors as another look. So, given everything that I know in this first cycle, what is going to happen in the second cycle? What is the first card in the second cycle? What is the second card in the second cycle? What is the third card in the second cycle? What is the fourth card in the second cycle? So the first card in the second cycle is a journey. The second card in the second cycle is a broken heart. The third card is the temple path. The fourth card is cornucopia. So if we're going with the first story, it could be a person who used their words to free themselves and use their words, their voice, as an alchemize to bring love into their reality. Love within themselves, love within their community, love within their space, love within their environment, love with their friends, and love, like just bringing all types of love in. And in them going on this journey of bringing love into their life, it made them get rid of the excess baggage weight. Anything that did not serve as love, they got rid of. So it appears as a broken heart, but it's really them freeing themselves from whatever has been dragging them down. And in taking a look at what does not serve them, they started a new journey. And on this new journey, it led them to healing. It led them to going within, which what was presented outside of them was the cornucopia. So, which is abundance, which is fruitfulness. So what I'm seeing is that this individual who used their voice to alchemize love into their life, love into their environment, they went on a journey once they started to speak with honesty, once they cleared their throat, once they cleared that fifth chakra. They spoke with honesty and uncovered some dark truths. And in uncovering dark truths, they furthered themselves in a journey that was deeper than the beginning journey. Because when you look at this, it starts off as a 2, so it must be a shallow journey. And as they uncover many truths, they go into a deeper journey. 1 + 2 is 3. So they start off at a 2 and they gradually go to a 3, which brings them to this angel number 11, them reaching their abundance. Now, if we go with the other story with a feminine energy who has options, this first option, this man here, with the communication that they had, it led to just basically this person was sending them off, like was just all talk, didn't have anything to offer really, which led them to have a broken heart. And they had to mend themselves from having a broken heart, and they got back up and was in a state of love once they centered themselves and they were honest with the collective energy, honest with the Most High about what it is that they wanted. They wanted love. They wanted a union. Because sometimes when I look at this, I see a union. And in this man that presented himself in a state of love, he came with abundance. So the out of the 2 people that came into her life, when that feminine energy thought that because she would be equally yoked with this person that became beside her, and she didn't really think that she would be equally yoked with this person. And it actually solidifies that, because this person, even though this person was putting so much action in to make it seem as if they wanted her, all they led her down was to a broken heart. While the person that she was equally yoked with, who came with love, and the way you will know who this person is because they speak from their heart. They're honest, and they may be successful, and they may want actually what it is that you want, because next to the cornucopia is the temple path. So they may be wanting what you want, while what was next to the fifth chakra was a journey to a broken heart. So that's that story. Now, taking a look at the third level. Let's see what happens in the third level of this cycle read for the air signs. Let's see. For the final level / cycle, let's see what happens for these air signs. What is the first card on the third cycle? What is the first card on the third cycle? What is the second card on the third cycle? What is the second card on the third cycle? What is the third card on the third cycle? What is the third card on the third cycle? What is the fourth card on the third cycle? What is the fourth card on the third cycle? Okay, the first card is the second chakra. The second card is the sixth chakra. The third card is the Magician in the Mirror. And the fourth card is a happy family. So if we're going with that first story, remember the first story was this feminine, well, not this feminine energy, that whoever the person is, whether it's feminine or masculine, they use their voice to alchemize being in their heart space internally and externally. So they poured love into themselves and love into their community, their environment, the people in their lives, which led them to go on a journey to uncover who they truly were, the things that did not serve them. They got real honest with themselves. By going on that journey, they went into a deeper journey, and that deeper journey led them to abundance. Now, further in that story, that allowed them to be in a space of creativity. So when they got to this abundance, with the abundance, they had different options on what they could do. And they started to use their minds to figure out, okay, I could do this, I could do that. Let's see how I can do this. And with that, their creativity and their mind's eye, these things presented themselves, and they became the magician, which, as we see at the beginning, they had alchemized that energy, and it just solidified it by the Magician in the Mirror coming out, which means they balanced, right? They have balance in every form, because this card is below these cards, and in the Magician's hands, you see the code and the fire, but what came out was the fire and the code. So in order to actually transcend when you use your mind's eye, that means you've gotten to like a level of consciousness that is above just the matrix. So once you ascend to that level, the way to actually alchemize it is to use your creativity, which means you have to access these different energies and these different chakras, which this individual seems as if they have done it backwards and forwards, right? So with that, all of that love that they wanted to create and alchemize and bring forth, they end up getting it. They end up getting it in the happy family, right? That rainbow representing the different types of love that comes into their life. So it isn't just romantic love. It isn't just familial love. It's platonic love as well. So my advice to the person that's going on this journey, that is using their voice to uncover hidden truths, don't beat yourself up about what it is that you may find. Do not beat yourself up. Continue the journey, and as you continue the journey, you'll end up on this deeper path of you going within to free yourself. And meditate as well. And as you meditate, be in a state of love when you meditate. Meditate on what you see in your mind's eye and that creative energy, and use that in the energetic sense and pull it forth into reality so it can manifest in you building a community that you want to see and you want to have. Now, as far as that relationship for that feminine energy that had the two options, that person who talked a good game and they used their mouthpiece to say a lot of things, they're going to try to appear in your mind's eye. And they're going to try to use like all of that energy, that fiery energy to be in your mind's eye. They're going to try to be on the top of your mind. They're going to try to hold on to your energy. But the one thing that I'm also seeing is if you continue to give them time, you really shouldn't, because it's going to be a waste of time actually. And they're appearing as hot and cold, right? So they're appearing as hot one moment and then cold the next. So again, this individual that was a mouthpiece that wasted your time, you know, they aren't worth it. They're talking a good game, but it ends up in a broken heart. They're talking a good game, using their action to get closer to you, but they're just wasting your time. Now this other person, it seems to be as if y'all were a good match. And again, the way you'll know who they are is because they come from their heart, like they're honest. And they're not honest in a way that's harsh. They're honest in a way that's gentle. Because sometimes people say they want the brutal truth, but sometimes people can deliver the truth in a way that is healing. You're going to see, because they're also successful and abundant in whatever it is that they do. They're focused on whatever it is that they have going on, but they still make time for you. And they're showing you who they are, because it's like y'all match. Like you're on the temple path, they have abundance. When you go in and have abundance, being the alchemic, they have the family. So it's like you all mirror each other at different times. So what's something you may not have, they have. And what's something you have, they may not have. So you all do a good job at mirroring each other. So that is what I get for the air sign read. But more than anything, with the love outside of the love, this person that's on the journey, who's using their voice to figure out who they are, to go on this deeper path. Do not be scared when you uncover some truths that you don't like or that you see. Just keep going, because it's going to have you be deeper into whatever it is reality that you want.